Hey guys, welcome to a new video on the YouTube channel. I know I got plenty of them, and you're probably thinking like, what the hell is this guy got to talk about? We're talking about Battalion 1944, or now known as Battalion Legacy, and what really could have been a great game, but due to incompetency, completely shattered that. All right, so a couple of points to cover here. I got a sticky note with it, gotta stay organized. Really, the first thing to cover is like what went wrong with Battalion. Like, if you look at it now, and hell, I mean, if you look at it from a broader standpoint, back when it released, decent graphics for the time, built in like 120 hertz competitive servers through Faceit, which was cool. I mean, back in like CS, Faceit was like oh, we got the best servers, the best players, all the good players play there. So you look at it like that, and you're like, oh, that's fucking awesome. We got one of the biggest competitive scene programs slash websites back in this game. Like, that's awesome. It's COD 4 like, and it had a mix of CS:GO in it, which is awesome. And it was only $15. I mean, that was a deal. And you have all these like positives going for it. It was super fun. I had a ton of fun playing with my friends back in the day. Who doesn't like a World War II game? I mean, it kind of filled a void of, like, CS was too competitive, but COD for me wasn't competitive enough. It was more of a casual game. This kind of felt like that bridge in between there. Because all I played was Wartide, which was their 5v5 competitive mode with like a Counter-Strike economy. I didn't touch like any of the other modes because that didn't interest me. The Wartide was only one. But, to get to the point with why it failed is really a lot of incompetency with the developers, a lot of promises not being met. We'll go down the line here that I wrote down. In the early Kickstarter days, they said, hey, we're not going to have microtransactions. And back in the day, I mean, that was pretty huge. There wasn't a lot of games that were truly filled with microtransactions yet. I mean, you had, like, this is 2018, 2017 when they're saying this. So now every game you play is riddled with them. So it would kind of fit in better nowadays, but back then, microtransactions were very frowned upon. And dev blogs, to kind of back that up, man, it felt like an ad for just the new skins they're adding. And realistically, the new skins sucked. There wasn't anything like desirable about them. They did come out with a bar fade, which, I folded and bought back in the day because it was cool. Who doesn't like a fade? I mean, every Counter-Strike player is in love with a fade. But, the dev blogs, they weren't pushing more content besides skins. I think that kind of made people fall off the game because, I mean, if that's their main focus, then who cares? And I think right now, I mean, you see that with a lot of modern shooters at the moment, like Battlefield. Half the shit they're pushing is just skins. COD, half the shit they're pushing is just skins. So when you look at it like that, it kind of puts a big, like, Volca was ahead of their time with pushing just skins instead of like actual content. Like I said, they could probably fit in pretty well right now. Kickstarter promises were missed. That's another huge one. They promised, like, if you paid enough, you could take a tour of their Bulkhead studio, which who the fuck cares, There's people that bought it. I mean, it's your money. But I don't give a fuck how you're making the games. I just want you to make the games. I know there's a story about how, like, someone bought, like, a signed Shroud gun. I think it cost them, like, $1,000 on, like, Kickstarter. They never got that shit. That's crazy. So that would have instantly killed me if I spent $1,000 on that shit. But I think another thing for whatever is like bad performance on the servers. Back when this game released, you had Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, like these big ass streamers streaming the game, enjoying themselves. Everybody watching it's like, this looks like God 4. Let's all buy it. 15,000 people are trying to play the game. They only played for 5,000. They said they compared stats to other indie games. I think in that it's a miss. I mean, how can you have the two biggest streamers of the time stream your game to, like 20, 30,000 players plus your Kickstarter people who wanted to play, and they had a huge Kickstarter for this, and only do 5,000. I feel like that on the start really screwed them over, because first impressions are everything. And after that, I mean you get on, you play, you're lagging your ass off, you're gonna get off. Who cares? Who wants to play that game right now? And Steam refunds are a thing. So a lot of those people probably hit the refund button and said, hey, I'll play this later when, the bugs are fixed. Because that's another point. The bugs and the hackers in the game. The anti-cheat wasn't that great. It's okay now because nobody plays it. I think that's probably why there's no hackers. Back when I played it, I didn't see that many. There's a couple every now and then. You could report them, but that's about it. They choose a Car 98 and just start sniping across the map and spin botting. So it's like CS. I mean, you see that every blue moon, but it was more common in this game. The bugs were pretty bad though. People weren't getting rewarded skins and everything. And then I think it's 2019, end of 2019. So we had this full year of content, mostly skins, maybe one or two more maps. Yippee. I mean, this is terrible content flow. A lot of the year was spent releasing skins and patching bugs. So they were coming out of this early access period, and right on release, they delete South American servers. They're like, all right, South America doesn't need to play or whatever. That was just a negative red flag, right? I mean, a negative red flag. That was just a red flag. Everybody's upset about it. I don't think I've seen one positive post about that back, on the Wayback Machine on why they did it. But they brought him back later, but it's too little too late. And then from 2019 into that to 2022, it's nothing. There's no support for the game, no nothing. They end up coming in 2022. Oh, we're releasing Battalion Legacy, and then we're making it free to play. They took all the good parts about the game for the most part. The gameplay is still fun. It still reminds me of what it used to be, but the economy, the comp mode, they just strip those. And when you play with your friends or you party up, I think back when this launched, you would just get put on separate teams and it wouldn't let you switch. So when you look at it like that, I mean, it's just, they just put it out to the public just to, hey guys, here it is, we're working on a different game, which I'll get to that in a second because that's another stab in the back. But they were trying to rid their hands of it and just forget about it, which I get. But that game is not the same. Nobody plays it. They don't support it. It's dead. I think the biggest kill shot for Battalion from their side, from the developer's side, is they originally got, they got acquired by Square Enix. I think they put 30% stock into them, or about 30% of their stock. And then probably halfway through, Square Enix pulled all their funding. So that obviously, I mean, when you got no money or flow coming in. Nobody's buying your fucking CSGO cases or Battalion cases or whatever you want to call them. It's kind of a slap in the face. I mean, nobody's going to play this shit. So I get it. I get why they drop it off, but they didn't help the game at all to get it to a good position. Last point I'll talk about, and what kind of brought me hope back in the game originally, I think 2022 or 2023, they're coming out with a new game called Pro Mod. It's in early development, but they released where everybody can play the beta. It's laggy, it's buggy, but the gunplay, the gameplay was similar to Battalion, but more modern. Like, it was a good revamp of the game. And Bulkhead's posting about it. I'm kind of getting hyped because this is like Battalion 2.0. I'm like, all right, I'll kind of forgive them for ditching like one of my favorite games. What these fuckers do is they turn it into this game called like running. What the fuck is this game called? I gotta figure this out. Like Run and Gun or something dumb. Killrun. I'm so sorry. It's a speedrun parkour game. Which, on its own, maybe that's fine. But when you originally market the game as a 5v5 game or whatever, a team deathmatch, a competitive game at mind, and the game's even got its own like gunplay and stuff, or it's got the same gunplay from the beta of the Pro Mod, but nobody wants to play a single player game. And Bulkhead, I don't know if they're even a company much anymore. I haven't done my research that heavy, but they haven't released a game since. That shitty like free to part. It's like $5. Nobody plays it. That game was dead on arrival itself. Granted, it's a single player game, so it can be dead if you want. But it's just kind of depressing. Bright side for Battalion, this will be my final thing. If you ever want to play, there are EU pro teams or pro like circuit going on. I think it's held by a lot of the COD 4 Pro Mod teams, which is a niche community as is. I mean, there's not a lot of people that play that right now because it's super old, but they found Battalion. They've just been playing that. I think it's like fortheplayer.eu is where they host like actual servers for this shit. So if you're interested and you're in the EU, go play there. I'm in the US, so I can't. But that's all. Thanks for listening to me ramble about why I miss this game. But yeah, that's all I got. Peace, subscribe, yada yada.